So the gas cap is hopelessly stuck on here. So let's see if this will get it off. Yes. Ew. That is terrible. It's bad. So after getting the gas cap off, I started tearing into the fuel system, tank anyway. Took these screws out after soaking them in PB Blaster. In fact, everything's soaked in PB Blaster. And once you get this part right here off, and that was a trick because some of the little nuts were rusty. You can see this one is rusted completely through. The others soaked in PB Blaster, and I was able to get them off. There's the inside of the cap. See how rusty it is. So there's the filler neck down through the body with the vent tube. And down here I was able to get the tank out from under the van. And at first I thought, this is a clean tank. I might just be able to dip this tank or tumble it with some nuts and bolts in it and clean it out. But then I saw this and I was like, okay, maybe I can use a steel stick from JB Weld and cover that up and maybe get away with it. But once I got this whole tank out in the light, I saw this and some of these other pieces that might be about to pop through. And as we go along here, another hole, and another. And so I believe a new tank will be in order here. Now, for these vans 68 to 74, they make a tank for these now. Brand new product in the past year or so. But it is a $500 tank. So before that product was released, the vanners were going with a third generation, like a 75 to 91 or whatever they are, tank. They are very similar. Take some modifications. That tank is available for about $115 plus shipping. So $115 and modify it, take my time, modify it. And really you don't have to modify the tank so much as the piping to the filler neck, or $500 and you just install it like stock. And for what I'm doing, and since I'm not in a hurry, this is not a running vehicle, and it's going to be some time put into it. And heck, I just love to fix stuff up and tinker, so that's my project. I'm going to go with the 75 to 91 tank, and maybe I can document how it goes in. To be fair, the new $500 stock replacement tank comes with a sending unit. So the other one does not, so I'll have to buy it as well. Now I'm going to show you what I'm working with. With this van, it was a complete van, except the upper part of the motor. Let me show you. So every time I raise this hood, I can hear crusties just falling all over. Here's an example of the crusties that fall out of this hood. So as promised, here's the engine compartment. It's missing the head. There's the carburetor and the intake manifold. There's no breather cover. The valve cover is inside the van. So I think this van must have blew a head gasket or something, or needed a valve job, and they parked it. 24 years later, it was dragged out of the woods. Let's see what color this stuff is. Oh, it's black like oil. That's worse than I thought. Ooh. It's really smelling up the garage. That's 24-year-old gas. What do you do with this stuff? I took this centerpiece out for the first time ever, completely out, and to kind of look at what I got to work with here. This engine's probably going to be just pulled straight out. I don't know when. And for now, I'm going to try to take this big shelf out. I've taken a bunch of hardware out and it will still not budge. So I'm going to try to figure that out. So I think this was the missing link underneath this weird thing here on the shelf. I found this piece. It was a stud. It has a nut on both sides. I took this nut off. To get this off, I'm going to have to put two nuts on this, tighten them together, and then back that out. And then I noticed this. Another one. And it goes all the way through this thick piece of wood, and that brace that's in the body, like, I guess like that brace right there, is just drilled through, and there's a stud all the way through with those square nuts on both sides, like that. This is taking a ton of patience. Oh boy. So that went all the way through the frame of that bracket. So I am hoping that once I stand up here and I try to pull on this shelf, that it's going to actually budge a little bit. Now, I was under the van the other day and I saw some of those same square nuts under the floor pan, but it still isn't even budging the least bit. This shelf is killing me. We've got a screw right there. Got a receipt out of the van, found it in the wood shelf from Bilo, the year 2000, for a Budweiser and a bouquet of flowers. Must have had his bonus card, got $1 off that. Total $12.05. So after a lot of jiggling and pulling and prying, I finally got this shelf loose enough that it will come out. But I gotta clean out some of this stuff, like these seats and some extra spare parts, before I start yanking all this stuff out. That'll be tomorrow.